and welcome to Learn ADS in 5 minutes. This is tutorial 25 on getting started with momentum simulation in ADS. So we'll start from where we left in tutorial 24, and that's where we define the stack up, a typical microstrip configuration for a 20 mil Rogers substrate, and we had our layer mapping like on done. And in the previous video, we set up a microstrip line configuration using the lines from the microstrip library. Now to get started with momentum simulation, we have all the basic ingredients there. That means we have a layout, we have a stack up. Now in order to set up any electromagnetic simulation in ADS, we need to tell where our circuit starts and where it ends, basically what's the probing point, so what the termination point. Now, wherever we need to secure the results or watch the result, we can use these pins and we can insert the pin and we can place the pin at the right point. So in my case, I had two pins to be connected, one at the input, one at the output. And once we are placing the pin, by default auto layer snap option is on. And if we click on the pin, you can notice the layer on which they are placed. What's the net name, what's the termination name, and what's the termination number. However, here the only important thing is to make sure we place the pin on the right layer where we actually wanted to make the connection. A very common mistake sometimes people do, especially on the imported DXF or Gerber files, when you bring them over to ADS, the Gerber files may have some other layer names, and those layer names may not be correctly reflected in the stack up. So if you have a layer name called Metal 1, instead of using a default con name, you should go here and change it to Metal 1 or whatever name your layout is drawn on. But in this case, we are all using native ADS capability, so everything is perfectly set up for us. So after we have pins, we can click on the EM setup icon here, or again, we can go to EM menu and click on simulation setting, and we can call this view with some name. For example, I can call it momentum EM or whatever name you wish to give. And again, there are a few templates if you want to use some basic settings already configured for you to simulate an antenna, MMIC, RF board, RFIC, or RF module, or you can start it with none and set it up yourself. So I will go ahead and use none and create a EM setup view. And it just prompts you because I just gave a new name. It is just prompting me the default name is this. I said, yeah, change the name to EM setup or keep the name. So I'll keep my name and I will continue. And here we are in this EM setup window, and it's very intuitive EM window. So right now my setup type is EM simulation because I don't have any SMD or any active or passive components on my board. So it's a regular EM simulation. In choice of EM simulator, I have choice of two engines of momentum. RF mode is a quasi-static mode and microwave is a full wave mode. So I'll go ahead and pick up microwave mode, and even I can do a full 3D FEM based simulation in ADS. So we will have a separate video talking about FEM. And notice if there is any error or problem in your setup, you will see a yellow exclamation mark. But right now there is nothing here. So we make our way down. So we click on substrate. We have the right substrate in place. Ports. So remember wherever we place the pins, we have now two ports. First port is between pin P3, which is this pin here, and GND. GND is referring to the cover plate here, which is an infinite ground plane. And similarly, we have port 2 or termination 2 assigned at pin 4 and the ground. In frequency plan, we can define from where to where we would like to simulate. So in this case, I would like to go for DC to 6 gigahertz with 101 points, maximum. And there are various sweep types like adaptive, linear, log, and you can double click and pick any of those options from here. But if you're doing a broadband simulation, adaptive is the most efficient to give you the result. Now under options, you can go to mesh and decide how many cells per wavelength you would want to have. For a typical structure like this, all the default settings works pretty fine and you don't need to change too many things. But according to your size of the circuit, you may want to increase or decrease this number. For example, if you are simulating only a spiral inductor kind of geometry, which is very small, probably you can pump it up to 100 or 200. But if you're simulating a very long board, you can simulate it with a little less precision because it will be a multi-wavelength long structure. Now, edge mesh you can switch on if you're talking about or simulating a very tightly coupled structures such as coupled line band pass filter, hairpin line filters, and those kind of stuff. But in our case, we don't need to do anything else, and we can go ahead and click on simulate button, and it will launch the EM simulation in the background. And you will notice that simulation runs extremely quick, and once simulation is finished, real time, you have the data display window opened up for your analysis. So here we have a decently looking low pass filter response, although not fully optimized, but decently looking low pass filter response for us. Every momentum simulation which you run or FEM simulation which you run with adaptive sweep will create two data sets. One data set basically corresponds to the frequency points which you have simulated, and those are these red dots on your plot. The other, the Brew curve, is the adaptive rational polynomial fit curve, and that has a data set with underscore A. So for all practical purposes, we will use underscore A as our prime data set because that's what the smooth data across the point. Now, to notice how many points got actually simulated, although we picked up 101 point, you can notice momentum covered this frequency space in only 12 points. So effectively, those are the points which you need to cover the entire frequency range. Now, notice the advantage if I'm running a linear sweep, defining 101 points to cover from DC to 6, my simulation will keep on running till 101 points. But adaptive finishes as quickly as we can adaptively sample the entire frequency space with a resolution of better than minus 60 dB or so. So it's a very efficient way of running momentum simulation. Well, that's your time for this video. Hope you know how to run momentum simulation in ADS and see how easy it is to run an EM simulation in ADS. Thanks for watching the tutorial.